Hi, Mike Kennedy, Water Connection. 85% of the USA is supplied with hard water. When you heat water, the calcium and the magnesium present precipitates out of solution and drops to the bottom as a byproduct called calcite. How are we going to get it out of the tank? Well, we need a modification to do that, and I'll tell you why. Because the bottom of the water heater is 1.5 to 2 inches below the drain valve. So you need something that has an opening that allows a forceful amount of water to come out under pressure so that you can move that debris off the bottom and move it out of the bottom of the tank. So the modification is this. You're going to remove the manufacturer's valve, and you can see, let me see, you can see the opening. There's a 1/4 inch here, and there's 8 times the opening on this. I don't care if these are plastic or brass that the manufacturer supplies, you're going to have that type of opening on it. So this is a ball valve. You open and close it with a 1/4 turn so you have instant pressure going through the tank and out the valve when you flush under pressure. This you have to turn several times to get it to completely open, but you're still getting that opening. Now, couple this new valve with a longer tube with a curve on it that looks like this. So when you install it, your cold water inlet tube goes down closer to the bottom. The curve gives you a forceful, direct flow to the bottom that picks that debris up and moves it out. Now, if you'd like more information on that, you can go to Superior Water Heater Flush Device. There's a link to that video, and it'll show you how to install it. Today we're here to show you how to put a ball valve in on the water heater. Now, one of the things to think about, if you have a plastic valve, your water heater is located inside the house, it's in a place where you might get flooding. The problem with plastic valves are, and it doesn't happen very often, I've worked on 3,000 water heaters, but you can crack this and it'll be like that. It'll get stuck inside the tank, the valve off, and then what you have to do is you have to go in with a sharp blade, handsaw, and you need to go in and you cut down till you just feel metal, and you do that in 4 different pie shapes. Now you take a screwdriver and you knock each one of those pieces out, and you have your valve ready and assembled to go so that you don't have to have a lot of water dripping out. Now, if you're in a garage, you've got a water heater outside, just go for it with a full tank. I'm not going to empty the tank because all I'm going to do is shut the water off, release the pressure, and because I don't break the vacuum, I'm not going to have a problem pulling that valve as long as I'm prepped, ready to go, and as long as I don't have a leak in a faucet or a leak in this valve that could cause air to move through and cause more water flow than I want coming out of there. So we shut the valve off. I've done that. We're going to release the pressure. Get the thing to open. And I've already released it because I didn't want to have that much time. But you're going to open that valve, release the pressure, close it. Now, take your wrench of choice. In this case, because that's a brass valve, sometimes they're frozen into place. So I'm going to take a pipe wrench. This is called an offset. I'm going to get it right under the valve and put it right up against the stem. So I've got something to support it, and then I'm going to use a cheater bar because sometimes those things are locked in. And then I'm going to get it loose, and then I'm going to loosen it till I get to the point where it's almost out, now I'm going to check again because I may have a bad valve here on the shutoff. So I'm going to open this again and make sure that I don't have any pressure, and I don't. So now I know that valve is good. Now I've already assembled this. I'm ready to go. I'm going to put the cap on, which comes supplied with the valve. I'm going to close it so when I put it in straight, I don't have a handle out here hitting things. The other thing is, think about what you got to do before you ever do this so that you have the right parts. You may have to come out with a long nipple, for instance, a nipple that long, come out 90 over, or you may have to 45 degree over. So make sure you have the right parts before you do this. Now, I'm going to remove this, and of course a towel is always a good idea, down on the floor, so in my case I don't care in the garage. I'm going to pull it, and in one swift action, I'm going to put the valve in, I'm going to crank it down, and I like these plumber's pumps, adjustables, and up, down, and I like to bring it around to the side. I'm going to turn it on, I'm going to open my shut-off valve. I'm going to go in the house, I'm going to open up a faucet valve on the hot side, I'm going to bleed the air out. And then I'm going to hook a hose up and I'm going to flush it. But you've got it. Your imagination will figure that one out. If you want to see a full video on removing that valve and installing the dip tube combined, it's more comprehensive than any of the videos I've done. Look for a link to Best Water Heater Flush System, period. Nice having you here. Love to see you back. Take care. Thanks.